Hello, Week here, and today I'm going to do a little bit of a different video. This is going to be a somewhat of a tutorial or tips for Arena Breakout Infinite. So, as title of the video will suggest, I'll talk about secure ops. So, for any players that play this game, they will know that this game mode exists now. Now it's an armory. So, I'm going to be talking about how to make money on this game mode and not lose too much. So as you can see, it costs 20,000. This is going to be important because now I'm going to show you basically some example builds that you can use to try and earn some money. So how can you make a decent money and not lose too much? Because the gear does not get lost in raid, the only things you have to pay is ammo, meds, and also this 20,000 entry costs. So, for example, I like to go something like that, similar. I'll unload the mag, and I like to go something like this. No headgear, no body armor, but a lot of space because of my backpack, and also some chest rig, some cheap chest rig, most likely the BH rig. Now, as you can see, I took off my mag. Why? Because the equipment value is capped at 400,000 for secure ops. So you cannot go into the raid with value higher than that. But if you unload magazine that is worth pretty decent amount, this one it costs 70k. It doesn't get added up. And you can then enter the raid. Let's say you have a BH rig. You have it in your equipment, in your rig. When you enter the raid, you just press reload button and it loads into your mag. So this can be used to bypass some of equipment value. If you are on real tight bracket where you go a little bit over the equipment value and you have nothing else that you want to take out, this is the very simple and easy solution. Now, let's talk about costs. For this example for VSS, I'm going to show you that I use this ammo. So usually I pick like one full mag into the raid. Each bullet right now sells for 152. This is kind of an average price for this. And let's look at the stats. 64 base damage, 33 pen, and 10.6 armor damage. Now, usually people like to rock either tier 4 or sometimes mix of tier 4 and tier 5 ammo. Ammo 2, which is a bit over for this game in my opinion, considering that you only get between 30 and 40% coins back for your loot value, dependable on an item. But honestly, this is why I usually like to go secure ops, and I'm able to make profit at least every 5 secure ops. Ammo costs 150. With this potential max armor damage, you can kill tier 4 and tier 5 users easily. Because armor has certain durability. So let's say there's gonna be someone that's going to use SH or tactical, or this is just an example, assault, 50 durability. With good rolls, 5 shots in theory should take down helmet to very low durability. And then even tier 3 bullet, even tier 2 bullet can bypass this and you'll start dealing damage. This is only when you're consistent with your aim. So I can load myself an ammo and I'll have one full mag, and in raid I can do something with it. Another example of how to save money is, let's take off that and let's pick, for example, this MPX build, something similar that I use, which has a decent stats, around 200k in equipment value, and also I can take 3 mags. I don't load them in because look, equipment value goes up. Without this, I can go into the raid. With this, I cannot. And what do? I buy myself tier 2 bullets. Why? 10 coins per round. Look at that. 2000. You only pay 2000 for 150 bullets, and with that, you can usually kill enemy operators. All of course depends on how good they are, if they are shooting first or you are shooting at them first. You can even go with a leg meta, but then you'll need 9-10 bullets, which isn't really that big of an issue, because for example with 850 RPM, it's going to take you a relatively low time if you land all your shots in a span of a second in someone's leg. So, very cheap, but also kinda effective. Especially I like to rock 9x90mm guns on this round mode, just because of tier 2 being only 10 per round. That is nuts. And I think this is the one of the contact prices. So there you have it. Not a shabby stats, 7 armor damage. For that low price, you can do wonders. What I like to do, I don't take much medicine, I take first aids, and maybe I'll take bandage. So, this is optional, but you usually be able to find beverages in raid and food. So total cost, with including 20,000, for this build, is gonna be around 27,000. And for example, if I wanted to go with my VHS, with those bullets, that will be reaching almost 30k. There's also some other types of builds that I like to go. I like to go Chris Vector on 45 ammo, but it's a bit more expensive than 9x19 and doesn't pack as much a punch, but the rate of fire 1100 is usually a lot. What I also like to do is, which I don't have, but I like to do some not so shabby build for M24, which I'll show you. There we go. See? So you pay only 140k for this weapon, with the value of around 120, 130k, dependable. And I just take one full mag of tier 4. Sorry, I think this is wrong ammo, yeah. It's X762 times 51, which is here, M80. So I take 5 bullets, and each one of them costs 1.2k, so 6.5k. And then I eventually take some pistol. I usually take G18C, but just stock one, because this is basically your safety option for killing bots and also for close quarter combat if the enemies get too close. And I just put myself some 2 or 3 G50 bags, and then of course I take those bullets. Cost with this type that I showed, M24, around 30k. In the past, I liked to run SJ16 and take myself FMJs, those ones. Why? Despite 15k round, if you are in this situation when you are one-on-one with the enemy, if you land a chest shot and of course headshot, you will kill, because have very high pen, and there's no way in hell that someone will take tier 5 armor unless this is very damaged armor. I've seen people take tier 6 helmets but heavily damaged. With this base damage of 94, you can kill anyone with this game mode, even with headshot, even against tier 6 helmets, because they have low durability, and usually because of this armor damage you'll be able to just get most of the damage through. Sometimes I run those, but they are only effective on tier 4s. If someone has tier 5 chest, yeah, you will not kill in one bullet, and they are cheaper. So usually I like also to run with using maybe 1 max 2 bullets, dependable which caliber. With those usually I go like max 3 bullets. With this I usually go 1 max 2. And the trick behind earning money from secure ops is that your reinforced case, usually you wanna go bulletproof case, because 4 slots and you can get easily enough value so when it converts into coins it's gonna turn into, well, it's dependable. Let's say you get some ammo and maybe 1 gold, that'll be 30-40k, maybe 50 easily, so you'll get your money back most of the times. Sometimes you'll just face an enemy and he'll kill you, that's normal part of this game. You can also manage, you can take a tier 4 / tier 5 armor, you can take off the backpack and take some moderate, say, just an example, just take a shotgun and pop some slugs, or pop the cheap buckshots that I've seen people use. For this example it will be type 8, yep, this one, because really high damage if you just shoot at the legs. Between 2 and 4 shots up close quarters you'll be able to kill. And you won't spend much on ammo, again. You don't need much and you can make money decent amount of times. I need to see something. If I'll be able to show you. I don't think I'll be able, yep, they are automatically removed, but I'll be able to show you my, if it was possible, latest secure ops. I honestly can earn easily at some 300-400k plus, and that's coins, because you can only earn coins from that because it gets automatically converted, everything you loot. If you find red, you're at home. That's an easy 650k profit, and genuinely you don't have to then worry about not having money for your next raid when you go forbidden or lockdown. I do that sometimes for fun, because usually I just go forbidden or lockdown modes and I make my money just even more worth. For example, I have 104 million store value, and I'll just tell you that I've only played 64 hours because the rest of my game was taken in season 0. And I can tell you, at the end of the season 0, I had 14 or even 30 million of stored value. With same amount of time spent in this season, I've almost earned 10 times what I've had. That shows how stupid the economy is. In the past, it was a huge success if you got out with 1.5 million. Now, it's light work if you get out with 1 million. On Valley, I am able to consistently go out with 2-3 million, depending on the rate. With Quick Kit, I just pick Quick Kit and I just go on Valley. Lockdown, of course. And I just open keys, which are pretty cheap. That is ridiculous in terms of economy on this game, but I guess some can say it improved game, some can say it ruined it, because you can get now more oriented PvP. This is all just an opinion of all of you. My opinion is it ruined the game. The game benefited from more player versus player action, but it got ruined because the economy is too massive. It was just more simple in the past. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you actually, dependable on your skills, that you will be able to follow those guidelines and you'll be able to consistently get yourself some small profits And you can do that, of course, when you are low on coins in your inventory. But you shouldn't, because it's ridiculously easy to get coins these days. This is for secure ops. You can go also on just normal game mode, farm or valley, and you can just go rush, run locations and loot some safes, and you'll get sometimes even same amount of money that you can get from secure ops, or even more. This is all your preference where you want to go. I've shown you how you can do it on secure ops. This is all your imagination. You can go any build that you want, but it's all in the ammo. You just use cheap ammo, or you use an ammo that is up to 100 to 100 coins per round, and you go ham on the enemies. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you want to learn a little bit more, or you have questions related to this video, leave a comment. I'll read it, and I'll talk to you back, whatever you're going to ask. So, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.